Hello party people, it's me, MaisyBot6000, and today I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on the disaster that is currently the dreamSMP lore. So, as far as I know, all of this, and the fact that we had to wait so long for it, is all relying on one fact, and that fact is that Philza can't read. It took him so long to get to Technoblade's will, he can't read. Philza can't read. I love Dadza, he stands up for Tommy, and in the Tommy stream, that was crazy, where he protected, that was good, but Philza can't read. He can't. He's grounded from reading. So, currently, before all this lore started, I was sitting in my room thinking, a few things need to happen to get the lore rolling again. And my list of things were, someone needs to lose a canon life. My thought was either Tubbo dies, completely, because he's on one life, and he's running around, and he's not been stopped. Something needs to happen with Tubbo. That was my first thought. Someone needs to lose a canon life, and that somebody should probably be Rambo. At the time where I was thinking this, I didn't know he only had one life. So I thought he'd just lose one and still be fine, right? And just push his lore forward. So, Tubbo, canon life, probably Rambo. And then I also thought that they need to do something to introduce the new updates for Minecraft, because at this point, it's a really old version of Minecraft, and if they want people to keep watching it, they need to update that. So, update it, right? And then my other thought was that Dream needs to get out of prison ASAP, because as much as they fought so hard to get him in there, and it's such a well-resolved arc, he needs to get out for something else to happen, because he was just stuck, and there was nothing happening, and it was so boring, and I didn't even, the Quackity lore, that came out of nowhere, but those were my thoughts, right? And then, all of a sudden, on, the last week of, November, and the first-ish week of December, there was a lot of things happening. Many things that I wasn't expecting, some of which I was, the list, right? That's what needed to happen to get things rolling again. But half of that I didn't even anticipate, right? Slimecicle? Dying? No? Slimecicle? I was really upset about that, watching Slimecicle die. It was, again, very well thought out. Quackity is an amazing editor, and Quackity is fantastic, and it's really going to push the lore forward, and it's going to be fantastic. And my thoughts going away from Quackity's lore stream were, okay, he believes Dream's out of prison. Why? Okay, I understand why, but what's this going to do? Spoiler alert, nothing happened with that. And then second of all, Slimecicle's dead. That's going to push Quackity's arc really far forward. And I'm excited to see what happens, because he has a lot more motivation now. And the other thing I was wondering is with Kanoko Kingdom. Something exciting needs to happen with Kanoko Kingdom. It's a really cool split. It's a really cool place. And as far as I know, the only thing that's happening is George is asleep. Spoiler alert, George is still asleep. Nothing is happening. Nothing exciting. Something cool needs to happen with Kanoko Kingdom. And speaking of Kanoko Kingdom, I was watching a few clips, and I haven't checked in on Foolish in a while, and he built a big statue. It's huge. It's got big wings, and is that man okay? When's the last time Foolish went to bed? That guy needs to go to sleep in real life. Transfer some of the sleep from George and make Foolish go to bed. That guy has made so many Minecraft things. I am scared of him. So, something needed to happen with Kanoko Kingdom. That was my thoughts going away from the Quackity stream, right? And then, Technoblade stream. My first thought going into that was, thank God Technoblade's okay. He's still sick, but he's to the point now where he's making lore. And good job, Technoblade. He's making lore, and he just seemed really happy to be there, and I was just so happy for him because he disappeared for so long, and I'm just glad that he's back, even just for a little bit, and that he seems to be having a good time with it, because let Technoblade support, let's go Technoblade, right? So that was my thought going into it. And then my next thought was, Nikki's cool. I want to see more Villain Nikki. Villain Nikki is cool, and Phil's a Minecraft he can't read. Back to my earlier point, Phil's a Minecraft can't read, but he's also a really cool character. That was my thought going into that. And then they got to the prison, and he took in Apollo, the dog. And I was sitting there and I was like, Apollo's gonna die. And it's gonna be upsetting. And then earlier in the stream, we saw Rambo get taken into the prison. And in my head, I was thinking, where did that come from? There was not enough buildup for that. And it didn't make a lot of sense. Because earlier in Rambo's arc, he wanted to go into the prison on purpose. Because he thought his Enderwalk was going to hurt too many people. Do you guys remember that? He wanted to go into the prison. So the fact that he was fighting it and being put in the prison when Sam wouldn't let him go in before was a little bit confusing to me. It would have been, there should have been, a switch in, Rambo's arc, or his personality, or his ideals, and maybe thinking, you know what, the Enderwalk doesn't define me, and I don't deserve to rot in an obsidian prison. And there wasn't that switch, so I was a little bit confused on why that was completely unprompted, but hey, I was rolling with it. Technoblade's back. I was happy to be there. And then they got into the prison, and Dream was there, and they blew up the thing to get out, and I was having a good time, and the sirens were going off, and Sam was freaking out. It's always good to see Sam freak out. Thanks, Sam. You're supplying us all with freak out lore. Thank you. Right? So Sam was freaking out, and then they go to bust Rambo out, and they see Connor. Connor's hilarious. Not sure what he was doing there. Hi, Connor. And they got Rambo out, and they escaped prison, right? And everything was fine and dandy. And then everyone on the SMP was right there. Because that is totally the normal amount of people that are normally on the SMP. Technoblade kept pressing the tab to see everybody online and going, yes, this is a normal amount of people to be on the SMP. And I was sitting there like, okay, Technoblade, I know you have cancer, but I don't think that's right. And that was a good joke that he kept using. And they escaped prison, and everyone on the SMP was like, oi! They were doing the Spider-Man meme. They're like, hey, no escaping prison. And where did Sam get Michael? Where did Sam get Michael? Why does Sam have Michael? What are Tubbo's thoughts on this? Where was Tubbo? Where's the other husband, right? Where was Tubbo? Where's Tubbo? I care a lot about Tubbo. Where's Tubbo? Because this is partially his lore too, if Michael's involved. Again, with my list from earlier, I want Tubbo. Because if Tubbo loses a canon life, he's dead. And that gives Dream infinite leverage against Tommy and Rambo. If Rambo was still alive, I didn't know he would die. Completely. I thought he had more than one life. I've been bamboozled. But if Tubbo lost a canon life, that would give Dream complete leverage. And I still think that would be a really, really good plot point. And if we want, because Tommy, currently since Dream escaped prison, he's hiding. And if Tubbo dies, he can't hide anymore. He needs to come out and try to fix it. Because, Dream could revive him. And that's the only way to get his best friend back. So, Tubbo should die. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, right? So, where was I? I was with Rambo, right? And how did Sam get Michael? We don't know. Why is Aerith, when Technoblade and Tubbo went into Michael's room, and there was a sign from Aerith? Where does that line up? I need to see more of that, because I'm a little bit confused. And then the fact that Rambo only has one canon life, and we didn't expect it, was it felt like a blow to the heart. I was like, oh. And it really shows how little Dream cares. Because he was using Rambo as a puppet. He's like, I don't care about Rambo. Kill him if you want. He only has one life. I have a feeling Dream knew that. Because if Dream was making Rambo do the Ender Walk, he would know a lot about Rambo, including, oh, he has one life. So I bet Dream was just sitting there like, yeah, kill him, I don't care. Sure. Whatever. And Technoblade was like, ah! Because that's what Technoblade does best. He just goes, ah! Right? So, Rambo died. And I was upset. And I was like, oh. But I'm really glad we got to see another bit of his personality. Because most of the time with Rambo, we only see, like, a bench trio. An allium duo. And B duo. Stuff like that. Like, the 3 boys. And then over here, we have Technoblade's area with Nikki and Phil. What's that called? The Senate. The Syndicate. The Syndicate. Thank you, past me. So the Syndicate over here. And Rambo is also with the Syndicate. And I'm glad we got to see a bit of that, right? And that was basically the end of the Techno stream. All the memorable bits. He went over to Tubbo, and Tubbo processed things emotionally on his laptop where he couldn't right-click. And Michael's gone, and Rambo's gone, and Tubbo's alone in that big house, all by himself. And this is the point where Tubbo needs to start doing some lore, because this opportunity's been handed to him on a silver platter. Like, this has so much opportunity for lore in it, and everyone's gonna tune in if he does make lore on it. This is his opportunity here. So, Tubbo lore, ? And then, Tommy stream. All of this was back to back for me, because I was busy, like, doing work in school, and every single time I checked back on YouTube, there was another freaking stream. And I'm sitting here like, I don't have enough time to watch all these Technoblade and Quackity and Tommy streams, and a lot of stuff happened after that too, I'll get to that. But, Tommy stream. I was so glad to see Tommy traumatized and running for his life. I was like, I am so glad we're back to here, because it was so boring before, and now Tommy has something to do on the SMP, and his acting skills are being put to good use, and Dream's acting skills have been put to good use, and the fact that he went back to exile to get the Axe of Peace was so perfectly planned. I was like, yes. And also when Dream was chasing him, the blooper happened, and Tommy died when he wasn't supposed to. That really just, like, I feel like that was a good reassurance for the fandom that, hey, this isn't real, nobody has any hard feelings, and we can all laugh about it, and we're all friends. And that made me, like, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I don't have to be actually mad at Dream, because I have a really hard time watching, like, MCCs, because I'm always like, that guy killed my favorite characters, I see him over there, and it's good to know that, oh, hey, yeah, that's acting. I don't actually have to be mad at him, never mind. But, so the blooper was good. That was funny, I liked seeing that, and I know it wasn't scripted or anything, but that was fun, I liked that. And then, further into the VOD, where Tommy ran and hid behind Philza, I was like, yes, Dadza, yes. And just the fact that Tommy has gotten to the point where he can go to other people for help, and, like, it didn't used to be like that. Like, with Exile, he didn't used to go and run to people for help. I'm glad that he's gotten to a point where he can go to other people for help, even if it's in a moment of blind panic. And Dream's acting in that was so good. Just, like, I could hear him behind Tommy, and it was freaking me out. Then also the fact that Tommy addressed the fact that Philza had blown up L'Manberg so many months previous, and he's like, I forgive you for that, but nobody else. I was liking that bit. And then also the fact that Tommy tried to recreate L'Manberg's walls around his base was so well thought out. And then he met up with Quackity, and same thing with him acknowledging Philza, like Philza's past with him and going up L'Manberg. He acknowledged Quackity, and he was like, hey, we can still be friends outside of politics, right? And they had the friendship ladder thing, and that was sweet. But one thing was, where was Revivebur? Where's Revivebur? Ghostbur died, and Ghostbur was one of my favorite characters, and if we're gonna have Ghostbur die, we need equal or more Revivebur content, right? Where the heck is Revivebur? He should have been at some point. So I'm hoping to see more Revive Burr the further we get into this. And then after the Tommy stream, I remember my list from the beginning of the video, they need to update it. I didn't actually expect that to happen. It was just an, oh, this would help. What if this would help? And they freaking did. They freaking did. And I have, as far as I know, I have no clue why they've hooked up another portal to a different dimension where it's been updated. Like, where's the lore reason for that? My guess is either, my thought is it would be, my sister just walked in. So my thought for the portal would either be it's because Rambo died and he is an Enderman, right? And Endermans deal with interdimensional stuff. And my thought was that might have caused a rift, or something with DreamXD, because DreamXD is cool. I want more of DreamXD as well. And then Dream and DreamXD kind of go together. And my thought was DreamXD did that because Dream escaped prison for some reason. So those are my thoughts to why the portal is there. And if there actually is a reason and I just didn't see it, put it in the comments below, because I haven't had a lot of time to catch up on all of this. But so far, the lore is picking up and it is fantastic. And going forward, there's a few things I want to happen. First of all, and my other sister walked in. I was planning on making a YouTube video about this, so this is going to be the first clip that I'm filming. This is my sister, she's reviewing for a test, but and they're fighting, and Tommy's breath stutters. The acting is so good, and like, I'm filming these clips whenever the excitement is too much to handle, and currently we are at the 20-minute mark out of an hour and 20-minute stream, and the fact that I am not the only person who is not entirely over the exile arc is making me feel so much better. They're just doing it again. I'm just doing it again, and Tommy's back there, and he's crying, and like, I am torn, because that is my boy. Finally, something's happening. Oh my gosh. Anyway, thoughts going forward is Tommy can't hide. I want Tommy out of his little hidey hole, and I need something to push him out of there, and I want him to team up with like some of his closer friends. I think Tubbo is kind of doing his own thing with Technoblade right now, so it wouldn't exactly make sense for them to team up, but I can dream about that, because duo, they're back. But so Tommy needs to team up with some other people and not hide and try to face Dream head on. And Sam, I need more Sam lore to explain what happened, and I need more Michael. Like, what's happening with Michael? Both Eret and Sam are connected with that? I'm confused. Also, Eret's great. Eret is underrated. I like Eret. And more things with Ghost Boo, or Boo, or whatever we're calling him, Rambo and Ghost Boo. I need to see more things with that. I want to see more of Ghost Boo, because so far I'm really liking his character, and I want to see Tubbo meet up with Ghost Boo and be like, oh, he's like saying he's so much less stressed now, and what was he stressed about before? And I want Tubbo to find the Enderwalk books and the Do Not Read and learn what happened. I want that would be cool. And I want Technoblade and Tubbo to go on a cross-country road trip to rescue Michael. And I also want something to happen with Kanoko Kingdom, because that area has so much potential. And George? Wake up, George? Something happened, please, George? And that would be good. And I also want, maybe, again, it would be cool if we saw more Revive Burr. And at this point, I'd be happy to watch whatever they do at this point, because I'm excited. There was nothing, and now there's everything. And dreamSMP is picking up again. Let's go. And I'm also excited to see what they're gonna do with an entire new world And the fact that Rambo got the first music disc of that world and just immediately burned it is iconic. So those are my thoughts. I am not trying to be like critical of any of their acting skills or the story writing. I understand that most of this is improv, or if it's scripted, it takes a lot of teamwork to get it to all go together. But I just wanted to say that everybody on the dreamSMP is doing such a fantastic job, and the fandom is keeping up with it and making amazing animatics and comics and art, and it's fantastic. I really enjoy being part of this fandom, and those are just my thoughts. And if you don't like them, sure, put what you want to happen in the comments down below, or what you think should happen to further the plot, because one of my favorite parts about this fandom is all the discussion. So me and my Minecraft bee are gonna send you guys off and go watch some more Dream Animatics. I will see you then. Bye!